Good morning, y'all. It's April 10th, 2020. Just wanted to check in and talk a little bit about what's going on, the ramifications of the other things we're dealing with because of the coronavirus. Um, it's interesting to point out that the things we've been forced to do as humans, no matter how uncomfortable, may cause us way more difficulty in the future than just staying quarantined until this passes and subsides. As of today, there are over 463,000 cases of coronavirus in the United States. That's almost 500,000. And there are, I believe, it's over 16,600 and some dead from the coronavirus so far. Almost 17,000 people out of a country of 360 million. So it looks as though, even though the numbers are growing, severely concentrated around New York and other major metropolitan areas, the disease appears to be, the virus appears to be slowing in some ways from the ratios of infected to those dying. And we know every year the flu kills anywhere between 20 to 40,000 people. There's been years in the past 20 years where 60, 80,000 people have died from just influenza during the winter months in particular. So one of the things we see, and so we'll recover from this, but the things we're doing to combat it may not be such an easy recovery. Right now, the online world is bustling compared to normal. Professors, it appears there are professors, instructors, teachers who don't know how to use online tools or have no experience teaching with online tools. It also appears, I think there was a story out from Sinclair yesterday or today about how students are having trouble learning online and there are complaints and problems. So it appears that half the staff and professors of colleges and universities across the United States are not equipped to teach online. And that many students, although they've been born with a cell phone in their hand or had one since the age of 5, have no idea how to use a computer, upload a document, or anything else. And I will say my students do, because they have to do that in every class. I've taught online since the very beginning. Usually it's not completely online. It's like WebFlex, where they come to me half the time and then they see me online the other half. And the other thing they're doing, I notice now, is if my grade is, or any professor's grade, at my school and here in Ohio, they've implemented a pass-fail grade. So if the student gets a grade at the end of this semester, they will have the ability for 30 days to select a pass-fail grade. And I do believe when they do that, they won't get any points entered to or against their GPA. They will just get the grade. That's how Harvard and Ivy League schools do it anyway. There are no grades. You don't need grades there. You're there. You're at Harvard. Just get through the class. And the reality is, so even after it's all said and done, then the students who, since 1995, if you will, are the entitlement generation, they're going to have the ability to veto my grade, so to speak. I find this weak and really just bullshit. And this is part of the problem, the weakening of the American soul, if you will, and Constitution. I'm not going to go deep on this. I've said it. My videos are laying there. I want to thank everybody for subscribing. It's growing. I got a few videos with thousands and thousands of views and comments coming. So I'm doing good. But, I've talked many times about the dumbing down of America. Alan Bloom wrote a book in the 80s. The reality is, The Closing of the American Mind was Bloom's book. It's been going on forever, since the 70s when the classics were canceled and not as important. Doing languages became not important. People became less educated almost overnight. And as we go forward, mollycoddling people through difficult times is not the solution. You want to be cool, compassionate, have humility, work with love and charity, which we are, but you don't want to bend over backwards to make people look like it's really bad. It harkens back to, we got almost 17,000 dead here in the United States from coronavirus, and in 24 hours at Antietam Creek during the Civil War, 24,000 men died by cannon and musket in 24 hours. I can't say this enough. We aren't even close to 24,000 dead in 24 hours. No, we shouldn't run out there and get coronavirus, although I do think maybe you should run out there and hook up occasionally. This is ridiculous. But nonetheless, the truth is, of course, if you're home, you can always think about divorce later. The reality becomes that you got to have a sense of humor, live, love, laugh, and complain. We bend over backwards for students. Now we're going to let them veto grades. Nobody knows how to use a computer. My friends who are programmers always laugh. People think C++ is some sort of undersea program from Jacques Cousteau. The reality is no. It's deeper than that. These people don't even know DOS. So we're in trouble. The educators don't know how to use a computer very well. The students don't know how to use a computer very well. They carry a cell phone with them all the time, so they don't have to remember anything. And the reality of education is to remember it in your head so you don't need a book or look it up. And you look at the whole picture and you think, wow, most people aren't doing very good at educating themselves. They can't remember nothing without looking it up. Hope that doesn't happen when they're doing surgery on you in 20 years. As we always say, reality becomes it. We'll all either survive together or we'll perish together. I hope y'all have a good day and a good weekend. Take care. Peace out, y'all.